Welcome back to Let's Roger That. I'm Gilles. Well, in this episode, we're making a tool to make a tool. Actually, I need a bandsaw stopper so that I can make repeated cuts on my bandsaw. By having a bandsaw stopper, it'll be nice because I can slide a piece in, put the stopper in, and just repeat that cut many times really quickly. It's going to be really handy. So what do we need to do exactly with this thing? Well, there's a rod that goes in here, right? So we need the stopper to go up, to go sideways, and to go in. So let me take down the blade. Okay. Go up, sideways, and right up to the blade. So you want that thing to be wide enough, say an inch, so that you can work with various pieces of material. So let's go to the bench. So I'm currently making some chuck stops for which there is a video being made. And I need to cut a whole bunch of flat bar. So what a better way to do it than with my bandsaw, but I just don't want to have to repeat the whole measuring process. So I need this little stopper mechanism, and that is what it's going to look like. Up, sideways, and in. There are the measurements. I cut this block of 2x2 aluminum, and I'm going to make it out of that. So I'm going to idiot-proof this thing with a whole bunch of marks. Then I'm going to take it to the mill and carve that thing out. First thing to do, I'm going to carve out that whole block here. We'll end up with a great big L. I've got this brand new carbide 3-flute end mill that I've purchased specifically to deal with aluminum. I've been dying to try it, so here we go. I'm going to start with try to 50 thousandths, and we'll take it from there because I have no idea what's going to happen. Well, it sure evacuates the chips very nicely. The surface finish is pretty good. It does leave some striation, but nothing that's overly bad by any means. Cleans up real good. Right now I'm carving 100 thousandths of depth of cut at a time. Works very well, but it does like to have a little bit of WD-40. Zoom in a little bit. like that, we have that little thingy done. So drilled a half, actually not a half-inch hole, just undersized, and then I used the 0.4995 reamer so I get a nice tight fit. Drill the 5/32 hole, install a 1024 set screw. So I guess now just ready to go and try it out, see if it works. All right, let's put in that thing, see what happens. Look at that, nice tight fit, eh? Okay, so I've got my piece of stock against the blade. That's where the measuring starts, right? So I can lift the blade. And now I can actually, pardon me, now I can push my fence against the piece. At this point, I realized that my stopper couldn't reach the material by the thickness of the blade. And not that you want it to go over the blade, but for measuring purposes, it needs to. And I wondered what was going on. There's always one little tiny problem. So this here, this is the part, basically it flips up like this, right? And the bandsaw has an angle like this. Well, because this was square, it wasn't reaching the blade. This was not reaching past the blade. So now I need to cut a nice size bevel in order to reach. There you go. And finally, I've got that taper done enough. It's rough as heck, but it's all right. But I've got it done enough so that it touches the part. Now, what I'm gonna do is take that out and engrave some markings in there so I can get some measurements as I want to use it. A little while back, I needed something to put some marks for some mild steel. And I just happen to have a broken drill bit. Well, they're high-speed steel. So, made it into a nice, 90-degree kind of thing. And say, look. And that's what I'm using to put marks in mild steel. So let's get started. I've got my DRO set up with a 0 on the x-axis. And I'm going down about 5/1000ths of an inch each time. So now I'm going to go 125 thousandths the other direction. That's of course 1/8 of an inch. There we are. So now I'll just go and go across it. All right, and that's it. So I'll just continue until I reach about 1 inch from the end, and then I might actually go and do the other side too. So at this point, I'm marking the lines. I'm putting every 1/2 inch in yellow. So I've used a paint marker, and I'm doing all the 1/8 lines in black. This is trim clad, or other brands like Rust-Oleum, whatever. Once I'm done with this, I'm going to sand the leftovers, what shouldn't be there. And I might just spray a nice little coat of urethane varnish, because that'll stay there. It's really good against the oil. So that's pretty well all I'm going to do to this. I mean, talking about overdoing it, right? Just for fun. Want to see how fast this thing is? It's amazing. Check this out. Okay, so I'm set at 2.5 inches. Here we go. One piece. Look at the change rate. Set. Go. So if you like this thing, you like what I did, make one for yourself. Please like and subscribe. Leave me a comment. I always like to hear from you. And take care. Bye-bye.